she's rejected and she's lonely and she's sad, but I didn't want her to feel like that. I want her to be like just this really powerful woman who listens to death metal and is not afraid to give you a middle finger, and stuff. She thought that she had to buy herself a dress to look beautiful. This is not true. She was beautiful from the beginning, but it also was like one of the topics that I wanted to explore in the movie, like canons of what are canons of beauty and why are we following them.
Exactly. One of the most upsetting scenes for me is when Julka put on her beautiful dress, her lipstick, and she looked her best to meet her date. When he arrived and they were at the bar having a genuine conversation, I actually thought for a second that this might turn into something quite positive. But when they got into his van, and then some of the outbursts he were making were really quite vile, especially when he said he's quite disgusted with himself. What made you decide to make the outcome a negative one for Julka instead of a positive experience of her finding love?
Well, it's a great question. Thank you for that. I think, well, a lot of people are like mad at me that I finished the movie in such a bad way. They wanted me to make a movie that has a happy end, Hollywood style happy end, and everybody is like they are driving off to the sunset, and stuff.
Thank you so much today for joining my show. I'm really grateful to have you, and I loved the dress. It was such an incredible film. So, I mean, you're a 28-year-old director from Warsaw, Poland. You've directed an award-winning short film called Techno in the past, and most recently, The Dress, which I watched and I loved. How did you get into directing, and is this something you always wanted to do?
Well, first, thanks for having me. It's a great pleasure for me. Yeah, so I thought that I wanted to be a director when I was like maybe 16 or 17 years old.
Yeah.
During high school period, yeah, and but I didn't want to go to the film school right after finishing high school. I wanted to experience life a little bit more, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I thought that the best way to do it would be to go to other university, and that's why I chose cultural studies, about culture, in University of Warsaw, and it was a great adventure for me, and I think it was just the right choice to do so. It broadened my horizons, my knowledge, and I experienced life, as I said before, and I worked as a waiter. I studied a little bit, and it was a great thing to do, I think. And then I applied to Warsaw Film School to realize my dream from younger age, and yeah, it was also, I think, the best choice that I could have made. The Warsaw Film School is amazing, and especially for directors, but not only for cinematographers and actors too. But I really appreciated the time in Warsaw Film School, and I think it really prepares you for the journey ahead, and gives you a great perspective on making movies and how to be a director. So I'm really grateful that I ended up there. Amazing studies. I recommend to everyone. Yeah.
That sounds amazing, and it's so great that you said you wanted to live and experience real life first before jumping right into directing. And it's true. So many of our favorite films are because they're so close to home and they hit our real lives and they resonate with us. So it's great that you wanted to do that.
Yeah. I think like there are some directors that I like, probably born ready almost, and but maybe I was one of them, but I really didn't want to like rush anything,
Yeah.
And there are some really incredible, talented, young and even younger than me people that are able to direct movies after high school, during high school, before high school, whatever. But yeah, I really wanted to like broaden my horizons first and do something, and because when I think of myself primarily as a storyteller, not as exactly as a director. I like to tell stories, and that's my starting point for everything everything else. So yeah, when you want to tell a story about anything, you first have to experience something, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my reasoning behind all of this. Yeah,
I love that. It's so powerful. The Dress is such an incredible short film, and it really makes you think deeply about topics that many of us didn't think so much about before. In terms of some of the hardships that finding companionship brought for Julka, it's really quite sad to watch at times. What inspired you to create a short film addressing the topics of disability and intimacy?
well, at first, as I said before, because I'm a storyteller, at first I always think about what interests me in the world, and what bothers me even. I knew that I wanted to make a movie about rejection and how people often tend to reject others because of their physical appearance or other stuff, or sexual orientation, etc., etc. And I knew that I want to make a movie about that. And I think I found an article in the web about people of short stature, and I immediately knew that this is the right character for the story. She can be the Julka, the main character, can be a perfect conduit for those universal emotions that I wanted to share with audience. So yeah, I started to read a lot about people of short stature, and I realized that for some reason, I don't know why, there's not a lot of movies about people of short stature.
Yeah.
Like they are visible in some movies, but they are often like used as a comedic relief, or comedic characters, or out of the world characters, like in David Lynch movies. So it's cool, but it's not really focused on them, you know. And I wanted to make a movie that is primarily focused on that, on people of short stature. So yeah, I thought it is an amazing character, and I really wanted to make a movie about women also, because I wanted to explore the sensitivity, the woman's sensitivity, and I wanted to because in Poland it's like we have this really difficult situation here when women have to fight for their rights in Poland, you know, because we have this really not good government here, and there are some bad things happening. So I knew that making a powerful movie about a powerful woman who is rejected because of some things that happened in her life, I knew that it's gonna be an important movie.
Yeah.
But of course, not only in Poland, also abroad. But it was important for me to make a movie about a woman, so I decided to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you wanted to tell the story from a woman's perspective. I love when men are so sensitive to women's stories and their emotions. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, I think it's great that you wanted to tell the story from Julka's perspective, because you're right, a lot of the time, like in Austin Powers, perhaps Mini-Me and stuff, we see them, you're right, as comedic nature, but it's right to tell how they feel from their heart and their perspective of their everyday life. So I really love that you did that. One of the most upsetting scenes for me is when Julka put on her beautiful dress, her lipstick, and she looked her best to meet her date. When he arrived and they were at the bar having a genuine conversation, I actually thought for a second that this might turn into something quite positive. But when they got into his van, and then some of the outbursts he were making were really quite vile, especially when he said he's quite disgusted with himself. What made you decide to make the outcome a negative one for Julka instead of a positive experience of her finding love?
Well, it's a great question. Thank you for that. I think, well, a lot of people are mad at me that I finished the movie in such a bad way. They wanted me to make a movie that has a happy end, Hollywood style happy end, and everybody is they are driving off to the sunset, you know, and stuff. But and it would be cool. I know that it would be cool, but also, I think it would be a bit unfair for the people that are rejected and lonely in real life, because if I would have give audience the comfort and happy ending and and stuff. Like I think they would not ask questions about real life and about human condition and about the society condition of the society. So I want viewers to step out of the cinema and try to make the happy end in real life. You know, I know it's kind of a romantic idea, but I really wanted to do that, and I think we are able to change the world, all of us, and it just takes some time and effort. So yeah, that was the reason behind why I chose this kind of ending. And of course, I would also love this movie to end like well, and yeah, but the word like is often harsh and brutal, and I wanted to show that to audience and to you know put a question mark after the movie. And so yeah, that was the reason.
I think you're right. That it's really important to tell the truth. So when everybody watches the movie, we can question ourselves and be like, if this is really how our, you know, fellow humans are experiencing life, we should do something about it instead of making an ideal situation. That's really powerful that you did that. How did you go about casting this short film, and how did you know you found the right fit for the characters that you chose?
Well, when I wrote the script, I knew that the biggest challenge would be casting, especially for the main role, because like this is also a bit sad that film schools often they sometimes they don't want to accept people to the school who are like not physically perfect or yeah, you know, like it's sad, but so I knew that there are probably none professional actors who are short statured in Poland. So yeah, it was a challenge, and but also when I was writing the script, I already had Anita Nicole in my mind, because we met earlier, like a couple of years earlier, during one of my film school exercises, like 2 minutes long, film school exercise.
Yeah.
So I knew that that person exists, and she is kind of an unprofessional actress. She plays in some smaller parts in movies, but of course I didn't know if she would want to play in the movie, and if she would be accessible at the time, and yeah, so it was like it was a bit of a risk on my part. But when we first met with Anna to discuss the script, I immediately knew that that she is the one, and she's Julia. I really didn't search more. I knew that Anna is the one, and because she's, you know, in real life she's such a powerful and independent and strong woman that I knew that she is the perfect Julia for me, because you know when I was making this movie and when I was writing the script, I knew that I can easily fall into a trap of being too straightforward with the story. So I wanted the main character to be like she's rejected and she's lonely and she's sad, but I didn't want her to feel like that. You know, I want her to be like just this really powerful woman who listens to death metal and is not afraid to give you a middle finger, you know, and stuff. So yeah, Anna was just perfect for that role. And actually, when I saw her and when I was talking with her about the script and the movie, I changed the script a bit to even give Julia more of that twist, you know. And yeah, so that was amazing. And of course it was still a risk because she's not a professional actress, but during the set and during the rehearsals I found out that she's just a great actress, perfect actress, and I wish her very well. And I know that actually because of this movie her career is growing now, so it's amazing to hear that. And also because she's not professional actress, I wanted to surround her with really good professional actors from Poland. So hence the Szymon Piotr Baszewski and Dorota pomykała as Bogdan and Renata, and yeah, they were just perfect for the roles, and I knew that I wanted them, especially them for the part. So yeah, fortunately they said yes, and it was great news for me, because I knew that when I have right cast, the movie is gonna be okay. So
100%. No, the casting was perfect, and you're right. Julia had such a great sense of strength about her and fierceness, you know, and despite what happened, she still held her head high and she just got on with it. So I really love that, you know, she didn't let anything get her down. It's beautiful to see, so encouraging.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Why did you decide to title the film The Dress, and what does this title mean to you?
Well, this is a funny story, because I had a story in my mind about Julia and Bogdan and Renata, but I didn't have like this one element that would bind it all together.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wrote the first draft of the script, and I wasn't really happy, because something was missing, you know, in the story. So I was really thinking hard on it, and I couldn't sleep for days and thinking what's missing. And one day I wrote an article about how people of short stature have a lot of difficulties to find proper clothes for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that it is a perfect symbol of what Julia is all about, and the movie. So yeah, it all came together immediately after I found that it could be all about the dress, and because it symbolized like our desire to be recognized, and to be beautiful in some sense. Of course, like this is a funny thing, because I think Julia doesn't need a proper dress to look beautiful. She looks beautiful even in her hoodie and jeans and stuff. But it's also a sad thing about the society, I think, and about our world, that you know, when you're walking down the street, you see all those billboards and covers of the magazines and stuff, and you see like the perfect beauty, everything everywhere, you know, like perfect in a what I but so it's kind of sad that that she the character of the film, she had to she thought that she had to buy herself a dress to look beautiful. This is not true. She was beautiful from the beginning, but it also was like one of the topics that I wanted to explore in the movie, like canons of what are canons of beauty, and why are we following them?
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the reason behind the title, and also I wanted this because, you know, I wanted the movie to end not quite well. So I knew that the symbol of the dress, that when Bogdan tears it apart, you know, in the final scene, I thought it's gonna be a powerful symbol too. That he is like destroying all of Julia's hopes and desires. So yeah. It was just, I knew this is the last piece of the puzzle, you know.
No, it's a brilliant title, and it really encapsulates the whole story, you know. And you're right, where you can find inspiration anywhere, and it's wonderful that you found that from an article, and from her displaying that she wants to feel beautiful, and then when Bogdan ruins her dress and tears it apart at the end, like it almost breaks her heart. So you're right, that story really covers every basis and covers the whole movie. It's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Did you have any difficulties whilst making this film, and how did you overcome them?
Well, of course I had difficulties, because it was actually a student project, my diploma for Warsaw Film School. So, you know, when you're making a student movie, it's also difficult task, because you have limited budget and crew, and you have to like you know, be very careful of what you do, because you have really no money. But also, like, we had, of course, we had some funds raised from Warsaw Film School and from Polish Film Institute and Dobra and our co-producers. But still, the movie was really expensive to make, so we had to like shoot a lot of scenes every day. The speed was killing us, and it was really difficult. It was like 6 days of shooting, but the script that I wrote was like 32 pages long and 51 scenes. So it is really long for a 30-minute long movie, especially when you have moments of silence and you know, because like in script format, like the worldwide script format, like 1 page is 1 minute. But when you have like a lot of scenes with silence and relief and so on and so on, so then it's not true. And one page is not 1 minute, but 1 page is like probably 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So the first edit of the movie was like 45 minutes long, I think. So it was even close to the full feature format, like 60 minutes, right? So we had to cut some scenes, unfortunately. I think they were good scenes, and I feel sad that we had to cut them. And but also the movie didn't suffer from it. So yeah, it was a relief for us. But yeah, it was difficult to make it. But also I had like this really great and talented crew, and I'm very grateful that I managed to gather them all. And yeah, like I'm talking about everyone, like my cinematographer Konrad Bloch, who really I think put a great focus on Julia, and we had some like difficulties to figure out how to shoot the movie.
Yeah,
is one of the traps that I mentioned before, because you can shoot this movie using white frames, and really really put a focus on the character's height, and we didn't want to do it, like maybe on several scenes, but we were repeating ourselves that we are making a movie not about a woman of short stature, but about a woman, period, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, and she's like, maybe she's somehow different from the rest of us, but actually she's the same. And she has the same desires, the same emotions, the same feelings as everybody else.
Yep.
So we wanted to shoot it really close to Julia and have a camera right in front of her, in her eyes almost. So yeah, it was a difficult task for us to figure out how to shoot the entire movie, and also how to edit it after with my editor Mariusz Goss. So yeah, and how to promote it after we finish the project, like Warsaw Film School.
Yeah,
it's really cool also because it prepares you for the promotion, and it helps you with the distribution and sales and festival routes and stuff. So it's really cool to study there, not only because you learn how to make movies essentially, but also because you learn how to promote it afterwards. That's really important, I think, really important. And they did a great job with that, and they are doing it now. So
amazing. Yeah.
Amazing.
They definitely did a great job, and you're right, promotion is so important, and the up close shots of Julia, they really tell the story in her eyes and of who she is truly as a person at heart. You're right, it's brilliant, you know?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
How does it feel to have had the dress screened at so many worldwide festivals, and what impact do you think that festivals have had on your film?
Well, of course, it's an amazing experience for all of us when we hear some when we hear people talking about a movie and exchanging like ideas, and we hear discussions about the condition of the society, especially in Poland, but not only. It's always like really great for us, because we then know that we made something important and something that matters. And I think this is quite crucial for a filmmaker to hear that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, like this is amazing that our movie is not only well received in Poland, but also abroad. And I'm especially happy for Anna, and because she won like a really big award in States, in Rhode Island, in the film festival. So I was really, it was amazing for me as a director and someone who discovered her for the world. And also the award at Atlanta Film Festival, that opened the door for us to the Oscar qualification. Incredible. So now it's just amazing and surreal for me.
Yeah.
Still, but yeah, we are very grateful, not because of the awards per se, but because the movie is starting the discussion somehow, and people are seeing it and thinking about themselves and the world and how to change the world and make it a little bit better, for all of us. Yeah. So just amazing and surreal for me that the reception of the movie.
That is brilliant. Cool. And you're right. What more could you ask for than to create a movie and have people questioning their own actions and what to do, and how to move forward. Yeah. Do you have any advice for new filmmakers and directors regarding writing and shooting their own first projects in terms of where they should start and, for example, get funding in the future?
Well, I have some advices. First, go to Warsaw Film School. This is the best place to learn everything, really, from writing a script to produce a movie, to shoot it, to direct it and stuff. And they have really cool international studies.
Wow.
So there are like a lot of people from all around the globe, really, and it's really cool. And I mean that. This is like I know it sounds like a little bit of a promotion of the school, but it's not actually. It's my honest words. I think this is such a cool place to be and to study and to learn basics of shooting a movie, but also, well, I think this is a great opportunity to be a writer and a director of the movie when you can start the movie with the blank paper, like Quentin Tarantino often says, like it starts with just him and the paper and his pen in the hand. I write on a laptop, of course, but it's the same, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's a really great opportunity for you because you can be, when you do that, you can be a storyteller, as I said before. You can put on paper everything what bothers you, and I think this is the perfect start. Like, ask yourself what interests you in the world, and what would you like to change, maybe, and what would you like to change in the world. And I think this is a really good question to ask yourself when you want to make a movie. Like, what do you want to tell people? This is the first thing,
Yeah.
And of course, you have to learn basics. Like, we live in a time when everybody has a camera in their pockets, and it's cool, and you can go out there and make movies and do that. Of course, I did that in high school, so it's amazing. But learning like practice and basics of filmmaking is really important, I think. And even reading some books about it helps you a lot about framing properly and stuff. And so don't be afraid to educate yourself, because this is I think important in all aspects of life. And so that's my advice. Go to Warsaw Film School, and they will teach you everything. Really.
I love that. And you're right, it's true. Perfect your craft and learn it. You should never really want to jump into anything without learning as much about it. And the more you know, the better your films will get. So I love that advice. It's brilliant. So I heard that you are working on your next feature film debut. Congratulations. And is there anything that you can tell us about it? Like, what can we expect from it and when it might possibly be out?
I don't think I can tell you much, but I'm like, it's not gonna be a drama per se. It's gonna be a little bit of a thriller. But so I think it's gonna be cool, really cool, and I can't wait to show it to audience. But for now, I'm focusing on writing a script. And I think it's gonna be really powerful. And of course, like, it's not gonna be a drama as the Dress or Techno, but I think it's gonna explore dark corners of human mind as well as the Dress and Techno before. So this is the thing I really like going deep into the human emotions and minds, and see what's not good in there.
It sounds so exciting, and I can't wait to see it in the future.
Thank you.
So, as an award-winning director and filmmaker with The Dress showing at over 25 film festivals, winning multiple awards, including the Oscar qualifying award at the 2021 Atlanta Film Festival, with so much on the horizon for you and so much more work to do, what does it mean to you to truly give your all or nothing?
What does it mean to me to give all or nothing? I think it's really important to have an ambition of some sort, but not in a sick way, you know, because like a lot of people tend to be ambitious more than they should be. But the ambition is really important. So I think when you see what your dream is, what's your ultimate dream is in your life,
yeah, then
go for it and do everything to achieve it, because even if you don't succeed at first, like when you're working really hard and doing all that you can to achieve that dream, someday it will happen. So yeah. I believe in that. So just keep working and keep working, and it will become true. So yeah, so I think it means that for me, and I'm trying to be that person. I often not I have failures too, and but I really want to achieve my dream of making movies, full feature movies in future, and to basically talk with my audience with my movies.
Yeah. It's well on the way, and we all can't wait to see what more you have next. Thank you so much for your time today, and I really appreciate you being a guest on my show.
Thank you. It was a pleasure for me.
Thank you so much.